I wasn't some reckless thrill seeker. I was just curious. They always say the deep web is like the ocean, vast, unpredictable, and full of monsters below the surface. I thought I could dip my toes in safely, just look around, nothing more. Back in college, it was almost a rite of passage. Everyone was talking about it. Hidden forums, strange markets, bizarre chat rooms. And, of course, the rumors. People disappearing, being watched, websites that somehow knew who you were. Still, curiosity won. I asked my roommate, an IT major, to help me get access. He set me up with a browser and warned me, don't go browsing links randomly. Stick to directories. And for God's sake, don't turn off safe mode. I nodded. At the time, it all felt like an exaggerated urban legend. The first week was uneventful. I explored forums, chatted anonymously, even ordered something minor just to test the system. It was all surprisingly boring. Until the night I clicked a broken-looking link called The Red Theater. It took forever to load. At first, just a black screen. Then a chat box appeared. Welcome to the show. No usernames. No interface. Just a low-res video feed. I saw a dimly lit room, a man in a white mask adjusting a camera. He stared into it for a moment as if waiting. Then he said, "We have a new guest tonight." I thought it was a prank. Some kind of fake ARG. But then the camera zoomed in on a kid, maybe 12 or 13, tied to a chair and gagged. His eyes were swollen from crying. I panicked and tried to close the browser. Nothing worked. Then my webcam light flickered on. My heart sank. I don't think I moved for a full 10 seconds. I just stared at that tiny green light beside my webcam, the only thing glowing in the dark room aside from the screen. On it, the masked man turned slowly like he was reacting to something off camera. Then, as if on cue, he looked directly into the lens, and into my soul. The chat box pinged. "We see you too, Alex." That's when it hit me. The name. My real name. I had never entered it anywhere on the deep web. Not in the browser. Not in the forums. Not even when ordering. I used a fake handle for everything. There was no way they should have known who I was. I jumped up from my chair, slammed my laptop shut, yanked out the power cord and turned off the lights in my room. My chest was tight. I could barely breathe. I stared at the blackened screen, half expecting it to glow again on its own. But it didn't. I barely slept that night. The next morning, I did everything I could to wipe the system. I reinstalled the OS, flushed the DNS, changed my passwords, even disconnected the Wi-Fi entirely. I told myself it was probably just a very elaborate scare tactic, someone trolling with a lucky guess. But later that evening my phone buzzed. No number. No contact. Just one message. "You left too early. The show wasn't over." I felt something I hadn't felt since I was a kid, pure, primal fear. I stared at the screen for a long time before deleting the message. I powered off my phone and tossed it into my drawer. I told myself to forget about it. Just forget. Focus on exams. Focus on life. But the messages didn't stop. They started appearing on other platforms, Snapchat, Discord, even a new email address I hadn't used for anything deep web related. Each message was different, but they all carried the same tone. Watching. Waiting. Testing me. The one that broke me was an image. It came through email at 3:02 a.m. The subject line was blank. The image was blurry but unmistakable. It was a photo of me sleeping, taken from the angle of my bedroom door. My room was dark, but my body was clearly visible. I checked the metadata. The timestamp matched exactly to the moment I received it. That was when I packed my bags. I moved out that weekend. Crashed with my cousin in a different city, bought a new laptop, changed every account, even got a new phone number. But it didn't matter. They found me again. This time it was a flash drive. It was slipped under my cousin's apartment door in a small, unmarked envelope. No return address, no message, just the USB. I knew I shouldn't open it. I knew better. But I did. There was only one file. A video. Low-res. Silent. It showed a new victim. A girl, maybe 15, tied up in a dark, wooden room. Her eyes were wide with terror, her mouth gagged. And in the corner of the screen, I swear to God, there was a monitor, playing a recording of me, back from my first time watching the Red Theater. My confused face, my frozen expression, my laptop, my room. They had recorded me watching them. It wasn't just a live stream. It was part of their content. I had become a character in their nightmare. That night, I smashed the flash drive and poured bleach over the pieces. But later, while lying in bed trying to convince myself it was over, I got a call from a blocked number. I didn't answer. Then came the voicemail. It was only 4 words. "We start filming tomorrow." I called the police. I told them everything. They took it seriously for once. They even kept an officer parked outside for a few nights. But like always, there was no real trace of anything. No way to track where the flash drive came from, no log of the messages, no sender ID. They said I must have stumbled onto some dark performance art, some sick game or hoax. But they didn't see what I saw. They didn't feel what I felt. They didn't hear the second voicemail that came 2 nights later. The one where, just for a moment, you could hear a voice whisper behind the static. "Don't look behind you." I haven't slept properly since. I unplug every device at night. I cover my webcam with tape. I moved again, got a new identity, even started therapy. But sometimes, just sometimes, when my screen flickers at night or my phone lights up with no notification, I wonder if it's them. Still watching. Still waiting. And if one day someone knocks on my door wearing a white mask, I won't answer, because the show never really ends.